Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to have a little think about bot trading. So I don't know if it's anything that you've ever been interested in or ever done, but on this channel for me, there's been some serious gains made a while back. Now I've not really done it in a little while. I've toyed with it, but the market generally doesn't permit successful bot trading unless of course you've got a long-term plan. And it's also hard to trade. Bots don't like trading in downwards markets. They just don't. It's got to be sideways is generally the best vibe for a bot. Volatile and sideways, or volatile sideways and up. That's what a bot really wants to do. And it's difficult to find anything that is actually doing that at the moment, unless of course you think outside the box. So if you went on my channel and had a little look, there's back in the olden days, over a year ago, but basically I started making lots of bots in 2020, the end of 2020, so about November, December 2020. I was making lots of bots around there. That's when I first started experimenting with them, and it didn't take me long to recognize how they worked and how to make the most out of them. And I started actually with about $1,000, and I ended up making $50,000 in the long run. I've made a variety of different things about bots. You can have a look. There's even a playlist if you go to my channel about setting them up and the best things to do for them and things like that. But it's also documented the journey. I made like 3 videos when I started with 1,000. So here I got it up to 30,000. Eventually I managed to get it up to 50,000 somewhere. So overall it documents it, just me just talking about how I did it and stuff. But it's not the bot specifically that just said, all right, here you go, and it like waved a magic wand and made 50,000. There was a strategy that I worked out in the end, which is that all right, we need to go sideways and up, or just generally sideways, and what we want to do is accumulate something which has got a decent projection in the long run. I ended up using BNB as my main trading pair because the time where I started all these bots, Bitcoin was doing a rally. It was already rallying 300%, which is great. So I didn't really want to take any of my Bitcoin out of this, and I was basically just experimenting with the bots with $1,000. I didn't want to go crazy on it. And you couldn't really pair things with Bitcoin when it was doing this because it was outperforming everything. So I couldn't really accumulate Bitcoin through the use of bots because Bitcoin was far superior to all the other tokens. Same with Ethereum to an extent, but Binance Coin was sideways, and most other altcoins, despite their sideways trajectory, they were outperforming BNB. And BNB was trading at around about $30 at the time. And the bots that I was using were paired with BNB, and they were making me about 2 or 3 BNB a day. And this is how I ended up basically making 1,000 turn into 50,000 in a 4-month period, because I was accumulating BNB. Happy to do that. There's nothing wrong with getting 2 or 3 BNB a day. So generally, let's just say about $70 profit a day. As we all know, BNB ended up rallying shortly after that, and going from $30 to 100 to 200, and it's still 300 now, and it even went up to 600. So accumulating that $70 a day was effectively like accumulating $700 a day at today's value, even after this this horrendous downtrend that we've been in. So there was a strategy there, and the strategy was to focus on accumulating something which I expected to go up in value over time, and it worked. So we were thinking about bots last night on the Patreon live stream, and I couldn't really think of any examples outside of my own previous historical success, by using not something that's outperforming all the alts, and because generally most charts look like this. This is KCS to USDT. Obviously in a downtrend that doesn't look good for a bot, but then if we pair that with Ethereum, what we find is that we've actually found an uptrend that's been going for all the way since 2020 and 2021. This has been outperforming Ethereum ever since, and continues to do so despite the environment that we're in right now, which would basically, obviously in hindsight, this might be something we'd have to look at next time we pull back down. But in hindsight, this would have been a great entry point. You would have moved all your Ethereum into KCS, either as one giant spot trade, and you would have been loving yourself, or you could have set it up a trading bot, which would have made the most of all the ups, all the downs, selling it on the way up, buying it back on the way down, selling on the way up, buying back down, selling up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, blip, 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 blip. You get the picture, right? And so even today, with the market being the way it is, there is definitely some opportunity in the markets, and bots can help and probably will help if you have the patience to see that profit through to be realized at its true potential. And again, like I say, if you had a look at the KCS chart, it'd be like, oh, I don't want to buy that. it's going down. But then if you think about what you're actually looking to achieve, which is to accumulate either lots of KCS, or you could be looking to accumulate lots of Ethereum through the use of trading bots throughout this sideways and down period, then I think you will be forgiven in the end, as I was with BNB. Well, it was sideways, basically. So I've got a few examples here, and again, I'm not suggesting you set bots up because of what you're seeing here. I just think it's something worth thinking about while everybody's focused on charts that are just going down. If you think outside the box, there's other things that you can do. There are charts that are just going up, and they are usually based around exchange tokens. They're volatile and they favor bot trading. So have a little think about that if it's something you're interested in. Obviously that's your KCS chart. It's going down. It's going down. There's your KCS to Ethereum. It's going up. This is FTT, so FTX's native token, it's still going up versus Ethereum. It's not a very old chart, so I would feel a little more skeptical going in on it, but it certainly is what would appear to be an uptrend, although it's not very old. So, but again, outperforming Ethereum, a bot would enjoy this. It's volatile. It moves up, moves down. That's what you want. You want to be able to sell it on the way up, as the bot would do, buy it on the way back down, and sell it on the way up. And you would basically either accumulate Ethereum or FTT, whichever one you chose, basically. Let's have a look at Ethereum to Crow, so our friend Matt Damon's favourite coin. What do we got here? We've had a very nice sideways channel, and now we're going into an uptrend. It looks like we're going from strength to strength, about to incur a golden crossover here on your daily time frame. So suggesting that the uptrend is likely to continue on this chart. Actually looks pretty good, doesn't it? You can see that. So hang on a minute, we've got uptrends going on. What the hell? That's right, they do exist, and with that comes opportunity if you decide that you want to use it. Binance coin, BNB to Ethereum. What have we got here? We've got a sideways volatile price action that's been going on for a long time. A long time. This would have been a perfect bot trade because the best ones are the ones with a range of about 40 to 50%, and this one has basically been in a 40 to 50% range for basically a year. 55% range it's been in here. Selling on the way up, buying down, selling up, buying down, selling up, buying down, looks like there's an opportunity there still, potentially. It looks like we're looking to break out, although we're a little bit high. So I would say this right now, that if you are thinking about setting these up, obviously apply your normal TA strategy to it. If you were to set the bot up right now, you would be expecting to go down first before going up. So like a normal spot trade, you would try to buy it in the middle of the range that you're deciding to permit, or at the bottom of the range that you decided that you're looking to deploy the bot on. Because you want to try and make some money as fast as possible, but the idea is that you're trying to accumulate through every second, every 5-minute candle, every 15-minute candle through the process of buying and selling. I'd suggest you watch some of my bot trading videos. I've got a number of them on a playlist, a whole playlist about setting them up, what to do. I also suggest, if you can, to set up a separate exchange for them, because obviously it's you want to try and keep it separate, just so you can see the amount of profit that you're making specifically. And also, most people haven't set their accounts up with discount fees on anyway. So if you're using trading bots, you are going to be doing a lot of different trades on a daily basis, sometimes dozens or hundreds potentially. And you want to try and get as much money off as possible. So I've got all kinds of links to give you 20% back of all your trading fees for life, and I would suggest that you make use of those. You should do it anyway. You should always try and get the best deal possible, but especially if you're choosing to do bot trading. So anyway, I digress. So we can see that there is opportunity in this market, and bot trading would certainly be of interest. This has been a great bot trading range for over a year, and that's just that one. Anyway, the list goes on. You don't have to look at charts versus their tether pairings and go, ugh. We all know it's going down. It looks down, doesn't look particularly good. I made a couple of videos recently about how we could be looking at potentially a bottom, and we could also be thinking about altcoins rallying in the short term versus Bitcoin. There's still opportunity within futures and spot trading markets, but if you wanted to dabble in bot trading, it would appear that actually the opportunities there are pretty strong, actually. And like I say, thinking outside of the box is the best way to do it. I thought outside of the box in 2020. I accumulated loads of BNB. I forgot about the Bitcoin. Bitcoin was already doing its business, and I tried to think about the next stage ahead, like playing a game of chess. If you just play the what you're looking at there and then, you're not likely to win. If you're able to think a few moves ahead, you've got a much better chance of winning. And I think that's what we should be doing here, similar to the way I did it in 2020, accumulating as much BNB as possible. Like I say, I made a video a few months ago about exchange tokens and how they all look pretty strong in comparison to other altcoins. And if there's one thing that we can look at as a reference point, Binance Coin was a good example of this. This is Binance Coin as it reached its peak in 2018, all the way up here at $25, came all the way down, and look, this is more or less the beginning of the bull market. April the 20th, 2019. April the 20th, 2019, it had already received its all-time high. This is April the 20th, 2019. Over here for Bitcoin, a fraction of its all-time high. Exchange tokens, for the most part, are likely to survive the test of time, provided that the exchange survives the test of time. They will move up through association with popularity of the exchange. Binance has already done its business. Binance Coin has already done its business, but it's still a worthy token to exchange to use in bots because it's strong and it's highly liquid. But if we think a little bit outside the box and think about KCS, for instance, I think that one's got a lot further to go in the long run, as it's a growing exchange. It's getting more popular by the day. And I think that this one might be one of the better ones to accumulate. But again, FTT, also a good idea. Crow, also a good idea. All of these will give you opportunities overall. Anyway, I am going to put my money where my mouth is. Maybe not today, but I will start some bots and see where we go with this kind of theory that I've got. Remember, it's not about getting rich quick. It's about building up an accumulation of these exchange tokens for what we would see is a turnaround in the market at some point soon. And you accumulate them while you're able to, and bots will do that for you on a daily basis. Anyway, I hope you can see it from my perspective. Feel free to watch my old videos about how I did it with Binance Coin back in 2020. I would apply the same kind of strategy right now on these exchange tokens, or using these exchange tokens, because, like I say, their charts generally are up in comparison to others. So there is opportunity in this market. There is opportunity for using bots, and you don't have to pair them with Bitcoin, which is obviously not going to work out particularly well. You can pair them with alt to alt. There's lots of other pairs you can use. Well, any pair on any exchange you can pair them with. And so long as you can find a chart that just does this, and you can justify why it's doing this, which I think exchange tokens already show the reasons why they're doing that, and we've already seen at the end of the last bear market what happened with Binance Coin, that it would make sense to have a think about it. Anyway, if you want to set these things up, or if you want to try Bitsgap, there is a link in the description. You can try it for 3 weeks for free, and then if you want to pay for it, you can. You don't need to be honest with you, just use the lowest tier. It's fine. You don't need to have loads of bots going. 2 bots is perfectly fine. So just use the smaller package. And setting up a new exchange for bots is probably a good idea. Not just because of the discounts you get for trading fees, but just to keep things nice and separate. It's easier to see what you're getting and how it's working. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Yeah, we'll dabble within bots, I think, over the next few months to see if this theory can be reapplied to the same level of success that it did in 2020. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Hope you have a nice day, and take it easy.